Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and seeing a notification on your phone. Congratulations, you have won the jackpot. $100 million. No, there will be no tax deduction. Relax. Sounds like the happiest day of your life. But years later, one lottery winner stood in front of a camera and said only this: "I wish I had never bought that ticket." And somehow, he wasn't the only one. Think about it. How can someone regret becoming $100 million richer? I am not going to tell a story about the lottery. It's a story about what happens when money stops being your biggest problem. So, what would you do first with $100 million? Would you quit your job? Would you buy your family their dream home? Or would you pay off your debts? Maybe for the first time in your life, you would start liking Mondays. For the first few weeks, everything would feel easy. Think about it. You delete your morning alarm, you stop looking at price tags. Everything you've ever told yourself, "I'll do that when I have money," suddenly feels possible. Let's be honest. We all dream about the same thing, don't we? In 2002, Jack Whittaker won $315 million. At the time, newspapers called him the luckiest man in the world. He donated a large part of the money he won. He started a charitable foundation. He tried to be a good person, but a few years later, he stood in front of the cameras and said only this: "I wish I had never bought that ticket." He lost his beloved granddaughter. He lost his daughter. His marriage fell apart. The person who was once called the luckiest man in the world was saying that the biggest regret of his life was the lottery. Then there was William Post. In 1988, he won $16 million. He did not even have the money to buy that ticket. To be able to buy it, he had pawned his ring. After he won, his ex-girlfriend sued him. He fell into millions of dollars of debt. He spent the final years of his life receiving food assistance. When we hear these stories, we all reach the same conclusion. Maybe money changes people. Maybe winning the lottery is a curse after all, and right here, the story changes direction. There is a famous statistic that has been circulating on the internet for years. 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within a few years. You have probably heard it too. But this statistic has no reliable source, not even one. Real research paints a completely different picture. In fact, the vast majority of winners do not go bankrupt. They continue their lives normally. Some studies even show that they are happier and healthier. Then why do we all believe the opposite? Because nobody tells the story. A man won the lottery. He paid off his debts. He bought a nice house. Then, for 30 years, he lived a completely normal life. Nobody would click on that. We remember the loudest stories, not the quiet ones. And right here comes the story of Brad Duke. In 2005, he won $220 million. The first thing he did was not buy a sports car. He hired a financial advisor. He gave himself an annual salary. He turned most of the money into investments. Today, he still lives in the same city. He still sees the same friends. Actually, money gave him the freedom to choose who he wanted to be. Jack and Brad. The same game, the same luck. Two completely different lives. The difference was not the amount of money. It was what the money amplified. Money didn't create Jack's problems. It simply gave those problems more room to grow. Money didn't make Brad disciplined. He already was. For years, we have been asking the wrong question. Would $100 million make me happy? But the real question should be this: is the thing stopping you today really money? Or is it the decisions you keep postponing, your fears, your habits? Because even if you woke up tomorrow morning with $100 million in your account, all of those fears, I would wake up with you. Money does not give you a new life. It only takes away all the excuses you have been hiding behind. What remains is only you. And maybe that is the scariest part. So, let me ask you again the question from the beginning of the video. If you had $100 million in your account tomorrow morning, what would really change? And more importantly, how many of the things you are not changing today are you still blaming on money?